the throttle turned on. There's no room for mistakes. Living on the edge so long, just seem to wear out your brakes. Where the hell did you get that scar? Sometimes you think you might have pushed it too far. That's when the strange music starts. When you find you've lost your mind, you'll never know that they took it all away. Reach the top, got to reach the top. Reach the top, got to reach the top. Reach the top, got to reach the top. Reach the top, reach for the sky. Look at me, I can fly. You say you want to save me, you can't even save yourself. You say you want to love me, you can't even love yourself. You say you want to teach me, you better teach yourself. From the inside, getting high won't cure this dreaded disease. So get your fucking ass up off your knees, like the sailor adrift on the seven seas. Shedding your skin's the only way you can bleed. Another world outside your door. Another world you're looking for. Another world it calls to you. Another world where nothing's true. Another world of sinking souls. Another world of burning coals. Another world of poison minds. Another world.
The 9 main characters of One Piece perfectly correspond with the 26 letters in groups of 9 digits, and also 7 after Jinbei is introduced and impelled down. The esoteric story of One Piece begins with Kuma, one of the 7 warlords of the sea and the man who holds the Bible, aka the dogma of the Paw Paw Devil Fruit. Kuma is made to serve the world government, which represents the Vatican and the Church. You see the sign of the cross everywhere in One Piece, and when the pirates use it, it's the Knights Templar cross. The Marines are the long arm of the world government with its maritime admiralty law, by which the Vatican claims to own all souls and make us slaves through our birth certificate, which is based on BERTH, birth certificate, birth as in a ship's allotted place at dock. The baby is the new cargo. Everything is based on nautical terms. You can watch Commerce Law of the Sea by Chiron Last if you want to learn more about how everything is based on nautical terms. The world government is formed after the fall of the secret high-tech kingdom whose secrets O'Hara became the legacy for. This is talking about the world empire Tartaria, and knowledge of Tartaria has been systematically erased. If you are new to the topics of Tartaria and the mud floods, I highly suggest that you go down the rabbit hole and study it. Some good channels to start with are John Levy and Conspiracy Are Us. Babylon in the Bible was world government, and Christianity is its legacy. The king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar's statue, lists Greece and Rome as its final kingdoms, out of which the Christian empire rose. The Jesus character is a bona fide counterfeit to everything and everyone that came before him, men and gods alike. The church went around eliminating all other cultures and converting them to one religion under one God, leading to world government where we are today. You also have Eneru when they get to Skypiea or Godland. God is actually the bad guy, and he has his Noah's Ark, which is the New Jerusalem cube and was based on the wooden cube of Gilgamesh. The 12 animals that board the Ark are the zodiac signs. It suggests a spacecraft or is symbolic of passage to a new time or even the new heavens, but it is not a literal ship, being a wooden cube.
Those who know won't tell, they've all got something to sell. It's a scandal this way, and all those roads lead to hell. Another world outside your door. Another world you're looking for. Another world, it calls to you. Another world where nothing's true. Another world of sickened souls. Another world of burning coals. Another world of poison minds. Another world. They have it, and they never close. So get your finger out of your nose. Learn to swim in the mud. Learn to drink your own blood. Learn all that you can before you drown in the flood.
The celestial dragons are these people in their holy land of Marie Joie, likely a reference to Mother Mary. Just like the celestials in their Talmud, they say they alone are human. The rest of us are goyim animals whose purpose is to be their slaves. The founder of Zionism was a Christian. These people could do nothing without support from the UN, America, and hordes of brainwashed Christian slaves. Of course, we also have Saturn on the Council of Elders, because the whole thing is the synagogue of Satan, the brotherhood of the black cube of Saturn. That's the devil that fooled the whole world. One Piece knows what it's doing with its esoteric references and makes them pretty darn obvious. In Dressrosa, there is Doflamingo, who symbolizes the B666 who suffered a deadly head wound yet lived. This was one of the best story arcs in my humble opinion. You also see God Usopp here, another reference to the fake brew god Jesus and or Paul, and how Usopp is your typical long-nosed brew who is a coward and likes to lie. The water route trinity of the Babylon world government includes Navy headquarters and the Impel Down prison, which has 6 levels in the main entrance, so it's like Dante's Inferno with its 7 layers of hell. The Warden of Hell is named after the great explorer Magellan. He is Satan or Yama, the king of hell, an elemental of poison that no one can defeat. They must fight and escape. The attack of Luffy against the celestial dragons is a direct parallel of Christ throwing the bankers out of his temple and setting the slaves free, as well as setting the prisoners of Impel Down free, both of which represent freeing the souls from hell, which is what Christ does when he goes down there. The father of Luffy is Dragon, as in Jehovah the Dragon, the father of Jesus, but in this case in a good sense. It's Luffy's brother Ace who becomes the crucified savior who goes down into hell where the prisoners of the souls are freed in the attempt to rescue him. This drama of hell actually begins with Bucky the Clown, who ate the Chop Chop Devil Fruit and splits his body into any assortment of flying parts. He is like the Egyptian god Osiris, who is split into 14 pieces by Seth, an ancient precursor to Jesus, and the Ankh evolved into the cross. Luffy enters the story after Buggy begins his escape. All Buggy can really do is point to the fact that he came first, just like Osiris, and attempt to take credit for everything and build up his own greatness. All things seven overlap. Seals, hells, numbers, thunders, you name it. Luffy joins up with Mr. 2 and Mr. 3, former Baroque Works enemy agents turned friend. The second Thunder Black White Pie has within it the art and perfection of the golden ratio, along with both of the genders. It becomes elegantly expressed in the character of Mr. 2. Mr. 3 has the wax ability that counters the poison element of Magellan, both as the number is the lucky clue of Lucifer, the Holy Trinity, and in the sevens it's Q Source Jesus Christ. The most the wax can achieve is an eternal struggle, and the poison eventually wins. There is talk of Christ in the desert and the secret chambers, for on Hell Level 3 it is a desert. The fourth hell burns like the fourth plague with the sun. The turning of the royal key of David in the chariot from the DMV. The fifth hell is the frozen hell, like the cold calculating nature of business, as this one is Cells, S-E-L-Z, or Saturn L's, but it has buying and selling. Here we find the paradise, a seat of hidden nobility among the prisoners of hell. Then 6 is the lowest level, the eternal hell. This refers to cycles of bad karma that trap you throughout incarnations. The kind of people who keep making the same mistakes and reliving the same situations. Thus, it can be very hard to escape and represents transgenders, females, and males on the 7th codes, and the Fox 666, as we are all carbon-based, on the 9-digit codes. 7 is the main interest and the one who decides fate. 4 makes gun, nug, and new, as in the new age, new earth, etc. The gun being punishment, while the nug is the tree of life that we gain in the book of Revelation. Luffy is the wandering glutton, the gypsy pig who uses gun attacks, even though it's just his fist. This is why he calls it that, because all the characters perfectly sync up with the wisdom. In order to escape hell and free Jonah from the whale, as in the sign of Jonah and the fishman warlord Jinbei, he also needs to team up with his old enemy Crocodile, a form of Leviathan. The ancient Egyptian form of Leviathan was the crocodile. The Warden of Hell Magellan being the other form of Leviathan, since his poison often forms a hydra. The Egyptian Leviathan was a crocodile, and whereas Luffy had defeated Crocodile in the past, so too had the Lord defeated Leviathan in the Old Testament, where it is said he crushed the heads of Leviathan. Yet the Leviathan of Job 41 is the Leviathan found within Paul of Tarsus, the chief of sinners, or the warlord Crocodile. So they are forced to become allies while escaping from the hells, just as Jesus is forced to join up with Paul in the Old Testament, and Paul calls Jesus the thorn of Satan in his flesh, and Jesus in Hosea 13:7-8 becomes the beast, but the beast is more a reference to Leviathan and what Jesus becomes. The PQNQ final sacred name is that of the marriage feast. Just as rubber can be stretched and formed into anything, it is our capacity to reach into the vast. Luffy attends, and the feast never ends. Luffy dropped the real key to Ace's handcuffs after it was destroyed by Kizaru, acting as the god of light. While he is freed within a wax key made by Mr. 3, one can see that Q-Source Jesus Christ on the cross is present in the Seven Thunders version of 3. Q-Source Jesus Christ made by Mr. 3's Holy Trinity. Ace dies with the cross on his back, the symbol of the church and the world government, and the whole is at the center of the cross. Seems clear to me they're saying Ace was the crucified Christ, the seed of the woman who took the name of his mother Porcus the Ace instead of his father Gold Roger, a patriarch such as Abraham or Jacob, later called Israel, father of the Canaanite Phoenician pirates. Since Christ is said to be the seed of Jacob, Luffy is the seed of the serpent, the son of dragon. There are actually two Christs from the lineage of Nathan and Solomon. The rubberman Luffy, or the other Christ, can be molded into any shape, yet has the divine potential to be the hero or the Messiah. One final thing I want to mention here is the stupid laugh everyone hates. It's not actually a laugh, but is baby talk that many characters in One Piece start doing after the crew begins their new adventure past the Red Line, Caesar Clown being the biggest offender. It started with Admiral Saw, and they play that scene with little girl Robin and the laugh like a dozen times in the anime. I don't have a problem with it there because it's baby talk and she was a little girl. Admiral Saw worked for the bad guys just as Saul of Tarsus was an agent of Rome and a Herodian, yet all the Christians follow him against Yeshua and lost the right to incarnate in the Messianic kingdom at Tartaria. Jesus Christ is the curse Yeshua was turned into, the thorn of Satan in Paul's flesh. He calls it Jesus by name. So people buy into the lie of calling the annoying part of One Piece a laugh when it's really just the baby talk, stupid sounds they make with their mouth. It's just a reference to Saul and his lies, and I don't know too much if Yeshua was originally a wise person that was turned into all this madness. In my research, Jesus was really the Egyptian prophet who tried to overthrow Jerusalem, and I see the Christ character as just a bona fide counterfeit to everything and everyone that came before him.
Throttle turned on. There's no room for mistakes. Living on the edge so long. Just seem to wear out your brakes. Where the hell did you get that scar? Sometimes you think you might have pushed it too far. That's when the strange music starts. Maybe in another life, someone else's eyes. You swear you want to tell the